Everybody, good morning. Master Security coming to you from Tokyo, Japan. And I just wanted to say good morning. And today what I want to talk about, what are the responsibilities of the Capoeira student? Okay. Before we get into all that, I'd like to remind you guys that if you like the channel, what we're doing here on Master Vibes, click the subscription. We just hit over 200 people, so I'm trying to get to 1,000. Like, share, make comments. I'm always, interested in what people are thinking and experiences to not only broaden everybody's ideas, but also to broaden mine and to improve the Capoeira community. So don't forget to subscribe. Also, we have a Teespring account, great t-shirts and everything, a little bit of a commercial there, but I have to say it. Check us out, Capoeira Apparel for Capoeiristas. Check it out on teespring.com. The link's in the bottom. Okay, so what are the responsibilities of a Capoeira student? First of all, if you think about, we have to be really careful because first and foremost, when you're a Capoeira student, if you're paying for classes, then you're paying for a service, okay? So you choose how far you want that, right? Like if you buy a hamburger, you don't have to eat the whole thing, okay? There's nothing says you have to eat the whole thing. Same as with anything you pay money for. You're the client, you're the customer. That said, if that's what you want to be, that's fine. But if you consider yourself a Capoeira student and part of the Capoeira community or desire to be part of it long term, then this video is for you, okay? So, when you take Capoeira classes, you're paying for a service. In my last video, I talked about franchise and association, and that's a little bit like more for people who are involved in instruction. But what about as a Capoeira student? What do you have to give to the group, to the class, to the master, to the mestre, to the instructor, to the instructora? What do you have to give back? Okay, I can only give you guys a little bit of my opinion and what I've seen. It's funny, I don't know if it's because I'm a non-Brazilian master of Capoeira, but I get a lot of emails and people who visit me give me a lot of their criticism of the Capoeira, the way the Capoeira world and the way the Capoeira community is. So I'm not pointing fingers at anyone. I'm just saying things have been told to me and I want to build on that because there's common themes in all of this. First of all, this is my opinion and I'm just throwing it out there. So when you are a Capoeira student, not someone who is an aficionado of the sport of Capoeira, I've talked about that in other videos, which means you are actively involved in the growth and participation of Capoeira or your group, okay? Does that make sense? So you're involved. You're not just showing up for your own physical health. You're not showing up because you like playing in the hall. You're not showing up to train and get in good shape. You're showing up because you want to go deeper into the Capoeira world, not as a client, but as a Capoeira, growing to be a Capoeirista, to move forward, okay? So this video is for you. First, what do you owe to your master? Nothing and everything. Does that sound a little bit strange? Well, it isn't. For example, with experience and time, you're going to see that they're one and the same. I'm not going to talk about what the master should give to you because I've talked about that in other videos and I might do something more profound or more deeper in another video. In depth. Profound, I don't know if that's going to work, but in depth. So, as a student, when you are involved in the Capoeira, the most important thing is you also have to remember you need to build a good line of communication with your instructora, your instructor, your master or your master. You are also responsible. I know nobody wants responsibility, but you are also responsible for the growth of the communication lines between you and your master or maestra. Okay? This means, for example, one of the biggest complaints I get is when Batizada rolls around, a lot of people tell me that are visiting or friends or throughout the Capoeira community, they're going to quit their group or they're not because they don't feel they're growing, they're not getting their cordons. And I said, did you talk to your master or maestra? No, okay. If your instructor is not approachable, then you need to find another instructor or attempt to make the line of communication better. Okay? There's only so much that the other side can do or is aware of doing. So we, as international capoeiristas, also have to be aware we need to make the step forward to communicate. If you don't feel that is possible, then why are you in that group or in that situation? Breathe in, breathe out, get over it. Move forward, okay? Are you in capoeira for that teacher or are you in capoeira for capoeira? Because capoeira is incredibly great, amazing, and wide that it doesn't encompass one teacher. It encompasses everybody. A lot of times people say, well, if I leave my group, there's going to be a lot of politics. No, don't say politics. Don't say politics. It's just gossip, ego, and lack of education that people are going to come after you and say bad things. Who cares? Are you in it for capoeira or are you in it for making friends? If you're in it for making friends first, then you're going to have difficulties. Personally, I think for 30 some odd years of capoeira, I always joke, right? People have taken this the wrong way, but I said, I have no friends in capoeira. Think about that. I have no friends in capoeira. That's actually a good title for this video. So what I mean is I came to capoeira first. The camaradas, the friendships I've built around capoeira. Like, for example, yesterday, Mestre Batata, who's running a charity fund for some mestres in Brazil because of the coronavirus situation, calls me out of the blue. He is a dear friend who I respect and love. But he was a result of capoeira. He wasn't because I wanted to make friends in capoeira. Does that make sense? Okay. So, what are you in capoeira for? Once you realize this, then you can move forward as you are in your group. For example, you say, I want to be part of capoeira as far as I can see. Of course, later you might quit, and people do and everything. But while you're in it, you want to be in it to win it. You want to be part of it. You want to be part of the capoeira culture. You want to do everything. First of all, you need to make sure that the group you're in is going the way you want to go. Not the way you want it to go. You can't control what the group does, but you can control how you do. Oh, but it's the only group around me. Okay, well, when I lived in Korea for a year in the countryside, I trained by myself. I found some people to train with me. Oh, but I'm not an instructor. Neither was I. I know a lot of instructors that are not qualified to teach, in my opinion. But they're doing it. How they grow is what's important. A lot of times people don't grow. They think they are, but they're not growing. But a lot of people do also, right? But those are my opinions, and those are a different video. So once you've decided that the group you're in works, that you've built a good communication with your instructor, then things will start to fall into place for you in capoeira much more. But like I said, for example, if you're not getting your cordon, and don't wait to the last minute. Nothing stresses us out more as mestres and mestras than a student comes up to us a week before. Mestre, what do I need for my next cordon? Are you kidding me? Are you really kidding me? I remember once I asked the master, I go, will I be getting a cordon? And he said, just because you asked, you're not. That's old school. That's how it was. But I'm not going to get into that because it's like that doesn't work either, because you're also paying for the membership fee. No one should be disrespected. Personalities have to match. You need to communicate with your instructor. Think about what you're going to say, and then communicate with him or her about how you feel and how you'd like to move forward in capoeira. You might be surprised. Your master or master might say, oh, great. Because now you're translating into a disciple or a discipula. You're becoming a disciple of capoeira. Now you're putting yourself in a position where you'll be able to be exposed to more of the the profound points of capoeira, more of the in-depth parts of capoeira. All those things are going to be made open to you, but you also have to say, you have to communicate that you want to be a part of that. Okay? Of course, for me, I believe that I have to ask too. I ask, okay, this is where I want do you want to be here, or what do you see your path of capoeira? I ask my students. I ask because also I'm a professional. I don't want anyone complaining to me, 1 week before class or after bachizado, I didn't get a cordon. Come on, guys. Let's get it together. Let's communicate. Let's take responsibility as a capoeira student, and let's move forward. A lot of peace, a lot of love, a lot of ashe, mestre. I have no friends in capoeira. Wow.